Hey man, what's going on, y'all? Listen, I got my childhood best friend. Like some people may know him back in the day as Young Pimp. I know him as Cash, but he go past Salvatore Perigio. That's my bro, man. I've been knowing this dude here since we were I was like 10.
I was 7, so
You weren't
you
no
had to
seven.
be like,
I know
I
I was
was
10.
7.
I was 10, bro.
We moved to Atlanta when I was 7 years old, and you were the first person I met.
I
You
know.
weren't 10 yet.
Had been 10. I remember turning.
You want to argue? You want to argue on this interview?
And look, listen, man. See what I'm saying? Look, see, y'all finna get a good interview because this is my best friend since childhood. And man, when I tell y'all this man right here, this man taught me how to make beats. This man taught me how to edit videos. He the one introduced me to FL Studios. He introduced me to Sony well, not Sony. It wasn't Sony at the
Nah,
time. It was
it
just
was
Acid
it,
Pro.
it just Acid Pro,
It
and
was
then we
Acid Pro,
moved
then it went
into
to Sony Vegas.
no no
Uh
no no no. We went to Adobe. Dang, what it was?
no, listen,
It was
bro.
Adobe first, and then Sony Vegas.
No, it was what was Adobe called before Adobe?
Adobe. It was Adobe Audition.
No, but then they bought it. Adobe bought it. It was something else.
Adobe. Oh yeah, it was. I can't even remember.
But anyways, see what I'm saying? He done took me all out of my sync of my
My bad.
how I do my intro. But at the end of the day, this man taught me a whole lot. Um, and this man is a producer, he's a rapper, he's an engineer. Man, this man is so talented. It's like, back in the day, y'all may have heard Young Pimp Production preach on the track. Like, you know what I mean? It was me and him. Like, so in Atlanta, Adamville, Washington Road, man, McKenzie Court, man, so yeah, like this is my brother, man. We go all the way back. Man, this man has worked with so many artists that you probably would never know that he worked with. This man worked with the Eastside Boys. He don't work with the Yin Yang Twins, Soulja Boy. He don't work with the what's the name of the dude that did what Rico?
Showstoppers.
Showstoppers. He don't work with all those guys, man. So this man, like a lot of Alpha Mega that was with Grand Hustle back in the day. He was his producer. Man, this man done worked with so many artists.
I
And
did the internet campaign for Lollipop for Lil Wayne too.
okay, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of little things that my brother has done. I didn't even know about that one. But it's a lot of little things that my brother has done that a lot of people need to know. We want to start at the beginning. We want to start at the beginning. So let the people know where you from, like, a little bit about your upbringing. And then after that, man, we're gonna get into how you got into the music.
Born in Fort Benning, Georgia, military town outside in like Columbus, you know, BTW, Farley Homes, E County, all that type stuff. Moved to Atlanta when I was 7, turning 8. Met this guy and been my best friend since. Started music at I think I started rapping at like 11, but I actually recorded the first thing I ever recorded at 12. So like actually yeah, you was around when I started rapping because that was Mackenzie Court. And then I left and I went to Alabama with my grandma.
Hmm.
And everybody rapped down there, so we used to just have little cyphers and stuff like that. Came back at and yeah, it was kind of just on from then. Then when we moved and we kind of, lost touch for a second, but then we got back in touch. Uh, we moved into our first house, and then y'all that lived across town, and so we would link up and record from there. So it was like recording at my house, like we started recording on like we had like the like the just for me tapes that come in the perm.
Hmm.
Put yeah. We'll put them in a little boom box and like just play a beat in the background and just rap on it.
I
And then,
remember that
yeah,
in your
yeah.
room down. This is 404 Plainville.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
remember that, man.
We went from there and moved up into like bigger and better things. So like we moved on to recording on the computer in the dining room, with the mic. Then we strapped it on to the top of the computer with a piece of tape,
Ah,
and was using the Windows sound recorder, and we was trying to
bro.
make songs off of that, trying to find ways to overdub it and stuff like that, and trying to stack vocals and stuff like that. Then
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second before you go too far. Go too far. I want to hold you right, cause we're gonna get there. I want to talk about Mackenzie Court, cause I remember this like yesterday. It was me, you, it was DJ. His cousin is my cousin too, but DJ, we was in my house, my apartment, my mom's apartment. Cause we actually this is like the second second apartments that we lived in the same apartment, like the same different
yeah,
apartments, and this is like we just
no,
always stay
different
connected.
building, same apartments.
Yeah, same different building, same apartment, and just like in different apartment complexes. But this particular day, I remember this because I remember we was in my house and we was playing, we was rapping and doing something, and I said something to y'all, and it's funny because we weren't really talking about doing music like that at this time. We was more just outside flipping, playing a game, doing stuff like that. And then I remember one day I
Warm
said,
up, bust them up, you
yeah,
know.
playing football, all that type of stuff like that. But I remember this one particular night we was at the house and I was like, hey man, like, yo, like I feel like man, we can do this. We can do our own music and do this. And we didn't know nothing about recording nothing. Like really, for real, we really didn't. You know, and
Nah,
then
we still
and
go ahead,
then
go ahead.
and no, you good. But then after that, we like you said, we kind of split. And my mom moved. We went to Stone Mountain side of town, Decatur, and
Yeah,
and y'all was still on that side of town, so it was like a gap. But then years later, I think we was in high school now. And I think it moved. I'm like 17 years old, you like 16, and you was going to Mays
yeah,
High School, and
yeah. And it was at
so
Towers.
yeah, I was going to Towers, and and you was like it was so crazy. And then I come back and I remember I just cause we ain't seen each other in a minute. I just want to kick it with my best friends, just like old school days or whatever. My mom let me go spend the night and I'm over there kicking it. And I remember we were just listening to a whole lot of music. You had all the CDs of everybody. And we were listening to everybody's stuff. Everybody's
Right,
stuff.
right.
We were just playing
It,
music. I remember this is when The Love Below was out.
nah, even before that, dog.
No,
Like,
I'm talking about this
oh,
particular day, this particular time.
okay,
That's
okay.
when I asked you, and I was like, man, I wonder if they. It's just like you had everything. I said, I wonder if they got like a program for the computer where you can make beats. You're like, oh, they do. And I was like, they do. You said, yeah, and you pulled it up on the computer. I was like, what is this? This is Fruity Loops, man. This man gave me, and then I said, but let me get that. And you do. That's how
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't. That's why I'm talking because I don't want to go too
Nah,
far
you
down the
good.
line
You good.
because this was a thing, bro. Like, I don't think people understand. Like, this dude gave me FL Fruity Loop 3. It wasn't FL 3, it was Fruity Loop 3.
Yeah, I think I
And
started on Fruity Tracks.
I didn't start on that. I didn't even know what it was at the time. That's what you gave me. You burned it on disc for me. I went back to the house, put it on the computer, and I fell in love with that thing. I was trash for a good little minute, but I figured it out. And you showed me how to structure a beat. And I always wonder who taught you how to do that.
Me.
Like you just figured it out, like how to. to put the start the
Listen,
kick here, put the snare
when,
here.
when you listen to so much music and you start doing stuff, like I didn't when I started off, I didn't know. But like over time, just listening to music and okay, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. Like you start getting a knack for it. So you get the basics down. You know your clap is always gonna go in the middle. You got a 1, 2 clap, 3, 4. No, 1, 2 clap, 4, 1, 2 clap, 4, 1, 2, or snare or whatever you want to put it. And then you put your bass in however I mean your kicks and all that type of stuff in. How you see back then I would start off with doing the percussion and bass first
Mm-hmm.
because I had to do that to gain a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then once you kind of learn it or whatever, then you can start doing the rhythms first and stuff like that, and then putting it together the way that you want to. Like, nobody had to teach me that. That was something that it was just like,
Well,
I want to do this, so I'm gonna learn it.
well, brother, you taught me, and I appreciate you because I couldn't figure this mess out for nothing. I'm like, stuff is all beat. I don't know what I'm doing, and because when you first look at FL, it looks confusing. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
when you
it's
don't
it's
know
pretty
what
overwhelming when you don't know
you
nothing.
don't know what's going on. So for people that's out there, I want y'all to understand what I mean by FL3 because right now we on 21.
24.
It's on. We all 24. We all on FL Studio 24.
Yeah,
So think about it. That was 3, and this is on 24 right now. So think how long ago. That was like 03. It's like 03, 04. It was around there. It was around there. It was like
yeah, yeah,
03.
yeah. Oh, 02, 03
It was
somewhere.
oh
Because
02, 03.
I came back in 02.
Yeah, I was in Forest Park. It was like
And
02. It was like 02, 03.
yeah, that was that. I came back to Atlanta from Alabama living with my grandma in 02.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we linked back up, like literally, it was basically no time.
Yeah, it was right
And
after that. It was literally right after that. It was like 02 because
yeah,
we was in Forest Park.
yeah,
We
because
was
I was
living in
catching
Forest
Marta
Park.
down there.
Yep. And that's how I caught the bus to your house. That was my first
Hmm.
time going to the 404 Plainview to see y'all and everything. And man, that was dang good days, bro. That was good times, bro. And that's when we linked back up and it was just over since then because it was just like we was just always doing the music, but we always had those moments where we'll kind of come together,
I
go
mean,
do our own thing, come back together.
even think about like even going back to Mackenzie. You know what I'm saying? Like sitting outside on the wall.
Hmm.
You remember the wall,
Yeah.
or sitting on the porch in the morning. Thomas would come down the street.
Hmm.
Shout out to him, and we'll sit there listening to Eminem CDs. And then somehow we found a way and got the instrumentals to I think it was the Eminem show.
Hmm.
And we'll sit there and like either rap over the song or rap over the beats that was from that album, and like that was one of the things that sparked a spot of a fire in me, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, nah, this is something you can really do.
So
And then let's go over the years going back and forth, it's like, okay, and then learning things, and it's like, hey, nah, we can really build our own studio and do this and figure it out, And we started piece by piece by piece and kind of brick built it. You know what I mean?
yeah, I'm sitting here thinking about you talking about you because this talk about your rapping skills, like because I remember. Okay, so once me and you started getting back into doing it, and I started actually kind of start making beats on my own and everything at my house because you gave me FL. I started making beats, and this is when we kind of moved to Orchard Circle over there in Decatur when I was to work at Ronnie's,
I
and
remember that.
and
That's where
and and
side
that's
side note.
yeah, and that's when we started doing Zone 3 Finance.
Yeah, side note,
And
that's when my mama called me from all the way across town to come home and clean up. Cause I hadn't
Logic
been home
Kill.
for like a week. She said, call my phone. Hey, you need to come home and clean up. Well, I ain't been there for a week. I don't care. You need to come clean up. Anyway, as a
But like we used to love hanging out, bro. So, but I remember like it just seemed like that rapping came so easy for you. It's like everything came easier for you. So this is what I was just telling somebody the other day is that like people see how I move now. I'm like, bro, you so talented, you so gifted, and you this and that. And I'm like, bro, like I was the trash one in the group. Like, like I wasn't that good. Like my beats wasn't that good. I remember we were doing Zone 3 finest, and you will write your 8 bars, 16 bars, and be done in like 5 minutes, and it'd be fire. And my stuff, it took me like 3 hours, 4 hours to write 8 bars, and it sounded like nursery rhyme. Cause I ain't have a vocabulary. So everything that I had to do to get where I'm at, I had to work hard at it. I had to, I had to like really like dive in and really like practice.
But that just shows somebody who wants it opposed to somebody who doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are just born natural born talented. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take much for them to do certain things. Some people have to work for it, and when you have to work for it, it's a lot harder. But like if you really want it, you're gonna go the extra mile to get it. You know what I mean? Like everybody's not born to just have that talent. Some people just want it. So when you want it, you work so much harder, but the end outcome is so much better because you have to work for it so you don't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? So like that's a thing that's like I feel like yeah, I take the talent for granted a lot because it's just like something that's just innate and it's just there.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas somebody like you might be like, nah, dog, I had to work for this and I'm gonna make every moment, every penny, everything count. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference in it. Like,
Yeah.
cause it's like with me, it's like, all right, cool, I can drop a song in 5 minutes. I'm talking about like, well, that's being a little irrational with it, but and over exaggerated. But literally 30 minutes I can make a beat and a whole song. I ain't say mix and master and all that stuff, but you know what I mean.
But I'm with you because we both. I got to the point to where I got to the point to where I'm sorry. I got to the point to where like I was able to make beats real fast and do stuff super duper fast.
So we
Um,
went to boot camp, sir.
yeah, like
We put ourselves through boot camp.
yeah. I was just talking to Black when I had Black Boy on here. We was talking and I was talking about how we used to
Shout out
push
to my
each
boy.
other in the studio. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like people don't
yeah.
understand. It wasn't a thing of hating, but it was just a friendly competition of I'm trying to make sure that my verse go hard. Like,
And
you know what I'm saying?
the amount of times that the people that are around us have made me rewrite my verses is ridiculous. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like that goes for you, that goes for Lou, Black, uh Chaos. Oh my
Hmm.
God, Chaos made me rewrite a verse so many times because it's like this dude is way ahead of his time. Like, and this just talking about just Chop Squad days and stuff like that. We
Yeah.
ain't even got into that
We
yet,
ain't got to
but
that yet.
like, like, but the amount of times that dudes have been, I've been like, oh nah, dog, you're not gonna do me like that. You're not gonna just come into the picture and just make me look crazy. Like, and but that was a thing though. Like everybody trying to one up the next and be better. And that really helped me hone my skills as far as being a rapper. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like having and I still to this day I kind of thrive off of somebody being in the studio with me because I like that friendly competition.
Yeah.
You know, like and it's hard to get that like nowadays being by myself, but that competition is something that will push you real hard. It'll make you be like, nah, I gotta be better.
Hmm.
Because me personally, like I don't write rhymes down. Like I don't use a pen and pad, and I haven't in
Me either. I haven't did that in so long.
10,
'Cause
10, 10, 12 plus years.
the dog is our pain and pad.
Yeah, because we are engineers, so it's like
Yeah.
we can sit there and like we don't have to tell nobody like, hey, bring it back, do it again. And now I'm finna hit this button and keep going.
Yeah, and
I'm
just
gonna
get
cut
it.
out what I don't like and get it right.
Yeah, keep doing it till I get it right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Until I hear till I get to, so
Man,
I'm gonna get it right till I get it in my head.
people be
Huh?
hearing songs and they don't realize like this one line might have been switched up like 30 times because I didn't write it down and I'm just trying to find a good way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you gotta sit there and remember that one line, or you'll hear it back later and be like, "Nah, I don't like that. And do it again." And
Mm-hmm.
like not saying that it's a written, but like it's kind of written in your brain, you
Mm-hmm.
know, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, but being a writer is something that's just like I love. Like there's not a aside from being on stage, there's not a feeling better than being a writer
Mm-hmm.
because you're the person that's in control of everything that's happening with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that is another thing that I thrive on. Is like this whole thing is under my control. This is something that nobody can tell me that they can do it better than me. Nobody that can tell me, and if they show me they can do better, then I'm gonna show them why I'm better than them.
Yeah.
And like not in a bad way, like you said earlier, friendly competition. Like me being a rapper is just like I love. All right, cool. You might have said something one way, and been like, "Hey, bro, you should say this." All right, I'm gonna say it the way that you said it, but then I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna flip it the way that I wanted to say it, like the style, the flow, the everything. Like you create this baby. You did what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you just go crazy with it. And it the creativity of it is just unmatched. Like so, like going back to like me being a writer, like there's not a feeling that's better than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I wanna kind of go back to one little thing real quick because we talking about you being able to pick up stuff fast. You always used to do this. Like but I want to bring up something, the reason why. Because to us, you were our real life smart guy. He's the smart guy. Dude,
I
when we
take
was
it.
kids,
I take
you
it.
was the one that they wanted to skip to go when we was in elementary to skip to high school.
Yeah,
And but your mama didn't want you to do that because she wants you to be around kids your age. So
yeah.
so you was always super smart like that to pick up information, to grab stuff fast. I mean, like it's to come down to it to where we are draw like both of us. This is the crazy thing. Both of us are very artistic. We are both geniuses in our own right, right? But he picks up things so fast and just. But the thing that I always get on you about, like, bro, you rushing. It look good, but you can still tell it's rush. I take my time on every little thing, and then mine come out looking more shine, more polished. But you
If you're
just
a
never care.
perfectionist,
You just never care. It just man, I don't
once
care.
again going into the fact that God given talent was taken for granted.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like rather somebody like you that had to work for it, like you had to earn it. So at the end of the day, it's something that means more to you. You
mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So the things that mean more to you, you're gonna take a lot more time. You're gonna craft. Whereas me, I just be like, hey, here, man, all right, whatever.
But I don't. But I don't want to. I don't want to put this out there as if like you don't care. You just, you
No, I
know,
care. I
yeah,
definitely
I
care.
know you care. It just sometimes some things was just more like we were younger too. So more a lot of it was mentality. It was just like, because I took on your mentality a lot when it came down to that it's all right. People gonna listen to it, they're gonna like it anyway. It's levels. It's levels to this. So if I want my stuff to sound a certain way, I'm gonna have to get a real understanding of how stuff sounds. So anyway, let's keep it moving forward. All right. So now we doing zone 3 finest. But at the
Yeah,
time of doing zone 3 finest, you had a little group on your side of town called Chopper Squad. In the middle of that, because you had Chopper Squad, you had zone 3 finest. Later on, I ended up getting into Chopper Squad. Now, for most people, it was a rap group. It wasn't a gang. It wasn't a gang. It was a lot of us, but it wasn't a gang. It was just we was a rap group. And did we look out for each other? Yes, we did.
yes, we did.
We looked out for each other.
Yes,
You
we
know what I'm
did.
saying? So, but mind you, at this time, 17, 16. Um, Mays Towers. At this time I'm about to drop out of high school. And you still in high school. And so how did the Chopper Squad come about?
Um, Me wanting to create something that was like I've always wanted to create something that's bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like not saying that I'm big by no means, but something that can be passed down through different lineages, not just my own. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can be like, "Hey, I was a part of something that was major." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like the squad was basically like, all right, cool. Yeah, the name probably says one thing, but the meaning behind it was something so much more because it was more of a family thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
like this the squad and this choppers like yeah, I get what the term means, but at the same time, nah, we just stick together. Like so when it came together, it was more of a it started off as just all family,
Mm-hmm.
like literal family. And then it kind of branched out to something bigger because I like to look out for everybody. It's like, hey, yo, you want to do this with us? Like, I see you do the same thing. Let's do this together. Because if we do it together, it can be so much bigger and so much faster, and you got so much more help and things like that. So, like, it's always been a thing of building a bigger legacy for everybody. Like, I'm big on team building.
Mm-hmm.
Team building, like that's my go to every time for everything. Team building. I want everybody to have everybody else behind them. It's enough, man. It's enough money out here for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the gatekeeping. I don't understand the trying to hold the next man back. Like it's not stopping your money at the end of the day. Like help that next man build. Help that next man up. Let that next man get in here. Cause at the end of the day, it ain't gonna do nothing but make you stronger, make you bigger too. So like that's really what the foundation and the base was for all of it. It's like bring everybody in and let's do what we can and got and make this happen, make this money and build this up, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just I'm for the team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not for me. I'm always for the team. The team would never, well, I ain't gonna say would never because sometimes you pick the wrong team, but when you build as a team and everybody understands their role, everybody understands what they're supposed to do, then things work out the right way, then there's nothing but success ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that and I build off that. Like regardless of how many people that did me wrong over the years and all that type of stuff, I'm still that guy. I'm still building for the team and I'm still looking out for everybody else. Like it's always team building.
Yeah. Um, so with Chopper Squad, what are some of I'm trying to remember everybody, bro. We
Baby
had
Lou,
Baby Lou, Laylo, CeeLo, we had Young Chaos,
yeah.
we
Vivi,
had shout out to everybody.
Vivi,
Rest in peace, CeeLo.
rest in
Um,
peace, Nicolo.
Mikolo, dang, little cuz Nicolo, VV, First Lady VV,
Yeah.
uh, what's my boy name that looked like Juicy J?
Kenty,
Huh?
Kenty,
Yeah, Kenton. Yeah, yeah,
Calio.
yeah. Kenton,
That's his name now, Calio.
Calio, copy that. Cause I ain't heard from him in years, so it's been a minute. Man, you had Smoot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Trill.
yep.
Trill came in a little bit later, but Smoot was already there.
Yeah,
Black
you
boy.
black. Um, yeah, man. Like we
Then
was
you
kind of
had then you had the DRC side. You had money.
yeah,
You had
yeah.
black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was a couple street folks in there, but for the most part, like it was rappers. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it
Everybody
was
was trying to
music.
go for the same dream.
You know. I'm saying thinking about that time when we were doing the Chopper Squad and stuff like that. Do you remember? You remember Black Mob?
Yeah,
So
Black Mall was on
so
the south side. Yeah.
yeah. No,
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 no, Black
that
Mall
was
was
in
on the east side.
Decatur. That was in
That
Decatur.
Black Mall was on the east side. Black Mob and Fam.
Yeah, so Black Ma was on Indicator, and and so I remember when they was beefing against Born Threat.
They was beefing against Fam, the Fam.
No, they be Born Threat.
Yeah,
'Cause
Born Threat was part of Fam.
the crazy thing, I went to school with those boys. I didn't even know.
So so
I
understand
didn't
that
even know nothing
like
about that part.
a lot of these folks is my homeboys, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you knew dudes that was like with both sides. I kind of aligned myself with Fam because Player C was my partner.
It sound like a player C. Go ahead.
Player C the great. He's still out here.
Mm,
He doing his music thing now too. You know what I'm saying? Like he big on a lot of other things. Like bro got his own truck company and all kind of stuff. Like he big. Honestly, that's where Crank That Soulja Boy came from.
mm,
It came from Player C. Cause the
mm.
original song said Player C out in it. Why me cranking? Why me jig? Why me crank my Superman? Oh no, why me crank my slip and slide and Superman? Yo, like that where that
Okay.
came from. He had a song called Superman.
Mm. I
And they
never knew that
had
either.
actually Player C and his group EA and they I can't remember their whole name, but like they created the whole crank movement.
Mm.
Like doing that's my dogs, you know what I mean? Like, and that's always gonna be a big shout out to them because they created a movement that made a lot of people, you
Ye-
know?
Yeah, but you know what's funny though, because with the I remember this. You remember because we was in 404 Plainville, and I think I was living with y'all at the time over there, and I remember when, because we was making a lot of noise on the west side,
Yeah,
and on our side over here, and then they was over there, but they was an actual gang, but they did music too.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you remember when they hit us up? It was like we run the east side, y'all run the west
Y'all run
side. Like,
away. Yeah.
and I'm
And then
saying we're like
and then and then it
we
ended up being a Chopper Squad East and stuff like that. And yeah,
it was so crazy because they was everybody, it was funny because I go to school and people knew our music. Like, you know what I'm saying? People actually knew our stuff in school. So, and I know Maze, you know what's so amazing about Maze? Maze had a lot of artists come out of Maze. It's a
yeah,
lot of people that went to Maze. It's a lot of stars that went to Maze that a lot of people don't know that went to Maze
yeah.
from there. Just like Tri Cities. Tri Cities produce a lot of artists as well.
Who trying to see
Um,
this produce?
a lot of like Outcasts and all that. You had a
You know
lot of
what's
people.
crazy?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy?
What?
What three stacks went before he transferred to Tri Cities?
He went to Maze?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Uh, I think Timo Goody went to Maze. Cujo went to Maze.
Yeah.
It's a
But it's
few
a lot
it's
of
a few
people though.
legends.
Atlanta produce a lot of them schools produce a lot of stars. Like you
Yeah,
got
that was
Doug,
saying like all
even
these schools
Towers,
produce.
even Towers. So when you talk about me, you
You
talk
out here doing
about
it?
we just Born Threat. They had a
Yeah,
song on the radio everybody would listen to. Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah.
um
You're right.
but anyways, man, when it come back to Chopper Squad, bro, what's amazing is, man, like, you know, some of the shows, like that was a time where it was like Chopper Squad was like artist development for us.
Yeah,
Like for real, like
yeah,
because that's when I start really doing shows and learning how to produce.
bro.
And we were practicing, rehearsing in Auntie Kim basement.
Remember having to do shows and then sit outside and wait on it to get done to figure out who won.
Yeah, oh man.
Like,
Man, like
bro, because we
I
weren't old enough to be in the club.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Like what used to irritate me, bro. And that's why, like, when people say, "Oh, I got a showcase," I'm good.
I don't do showcases.
I'm like y'all understand. I done did enough showcases
Yeah, I
when I
get
was younger,
not
and
trying to sound like I got like my head up my behind or whatever, but like I don't do showcases. Like if you got a showcase, you can might as well count me out because I get paid to do shows. I would not go back to a competition for nothing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That what it be. Them competitions. It's like. I'm past that, and I think the thing is with us, we were winning the competitions. And so,
Yeah.
like, people don't understand, bro. We had our whole thing. We had the wet paint t-shirts. So listen, my bro used to make he said everybody in the group had their own customized tall tee. Cause this back when we had the tall tees.
Tall tees, yeah.
Tall tees,
Get Foot
Jabos,
Locker and get the tall
yeah,
tees.
yeah. So you had the tall tee. So he'll take them and he'll get the fabric paint and have our name. He'll write our name plate on the back, put whatever we on there, and we'll rock this stuff. We had hats. I had my hat had to preach on there. It was dope. So we'll go to these shows and we just stick out just by from our presentation alone. And then once we get on stage, we killed it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what
Every
I'm saying?
time.
So yeah, I learned a lot of stuff from performing, from doing a lot of those things and knowing how to perform and getting the crowd involved and stuff like that, man. So I thank God for them Chopper Squad days. Just being in the studio, banging out music, banging out beats. Like, I mean, we was like all
Practice,
night,
that
like all
practice was
night,
crazy. Rehearsals was crazy.
like
So like we would rehearse like from like 7 in the evening, maybe sometimes before that to like 2 in the morning. And that's if we don't got a show. And then the night before the show, oh, you getting out of school and you going to rehearsals and y'all gonna do this all day until the next day. Then you got a show and it's like good night. But we put it on ourselves, like just to be better. We wanted to be better than
and
everybody.
and that was the thing too. So we didn't have a manager. We didn't have somebody. We did it by ourselves and say, you know what, we need to rehearse. We
Yeah.
need to do this. We need to get better.
We
And
had
you
routines
talking
and
about
stuff.
talking about studio rats, bro. We in the studio. I remember you still in school. You still in high school. I dropped out, but I live with y'all. But I'll go to work, come get off work, come home. We in the studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
We in the studio. I remember.
Yeah. Laylo and CeeLo taking the bus from the bluff
Yeah.
all the way back over there to us. So they stayed over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then just sitting there all night. Lou down the street, and
Yep.
he in middle school at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chaos went to school with me, so he'll get out, make sure his family straight, and then come down there because he always had to be the man of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was just a lot, dog. Just luckily, my parents allowed a lot of stuff to happen that most parents wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like all these people in your house all day and all times of the night. Everybody still got to go to work. They still got to go to school. They still got to do this. But we in there till like 2, 3 a.m.
I can.
prac- making music and practicing. Like it's
I mean,
crazy.
I used to be. I remember being up all night. Your daddy coming down, getting ready to go to work in the morning. Leave,
Yeah.
and I'm up. Making
5 a.m.
recording, recording,
5 a.m. Still
and,
in there.
and some of them songs ain't make the light of day. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And I never want y'all to hear them songs. But
Nah,
I
I wouldn't want them to hear.
I
Not
don't
compared
want
to
none of
what
them
you do
songs.
now. Compared to what you do now, I would never.
Yeah,
Not even because of the content, because of just like being studio rats and just trying to force anything out that we could.
yeah. We were,
You know
but
what
we
I'm
were
saying?
learning.
Know
We
what I'm
were,
saying? Like, it is not. That's why I said not for the content itself, because I get it. The content was what it was, and we was young. We was school age and stuff like that, and we learning. But like, not because of the content, but because we was just pushing anything and everything that we could to just, hey, look, if I can do it, I'm gonna do it.
hmm
Make it happen. I stay up all night if I got to do this one song. I don't care. Like, and we was doing it, you know what I'm saying? Like you did it a lot more than anybody else back then because like the scheduling was different because you went to work. We went to school. We got to be up a little bit earlier.
yeah, yeah. And
Even
I had,
though you only getting up probably an hour later and still having to hit the bus to go to work.
yeah. I had to
But
get. Or I had somebody come pick me up.
so either way, it ain't much extra time. But
Yeah,
like You know what I'm saying? Like people was just moving, dog. And it took a lot. It took a lot. It took a whole lot of pushing. And look at us now, like it's still pushing. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like it ain't for nothing because we still doing what we do. We making a hit and doing it our own way.
yeah. I'm sitting here thinking about this, bro. I was just looking at some of those old videos. Like, we're gonna get into them, but it was the video I showed you, baby, who was playing with your kids on the
Yeah,
floor, and I'm just looking at. I said, man, that's the basement, bro. I seen that. I remember it had all the same posters, everything that we had on the wall, everything that was in there. I'm
yeah,
like, bro, you know how late I was up in there and recording and
bro.
artists.
Think about this,
Mm,
bro. I'm 17, 18 in there with babies and everybody in my house all through the night recording while I'm trying to get some sleep and still go to school. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like on top of that, excuse me, like Lou was middle school, just going to high school.
Mm-hmm.
He's still in there through the night. You know what I'm saying? Like his parents trusted us
Mm-hmm.
with him enough to let him do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's major. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like people trusted us with their kid
Mm-hmm.
and to make sure that hey, your kid gonna get up in the morning, gonna go to school, gonna get good grades. Like that's major, dog. Like you gotta like thinking about some of those types of things that we went through that might seem so minuscule to us. Like it's like that's real major stuff. Cause I wouldn't let nobody do that with my kid.
Yeah.
Not and especially not another kid.
Yeah.
You know, another kid is 17, 18, 19 years. I'm not
That ain't
letting
happening. That ain't
what?
happening with my boys. I'm just keeping it 100. Like, it ain't happening.
You get what I'm
But
saying?
but it was but bro, we're living in a little different time. And not saying our time wasn't bad,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we're living in a little different time. And to be honest with you, all that stuff is like a blur to me. I don't even know why even some of this stuff even happened. But it happened. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, yeah. Everything happens for a reason.
It did. I mean, it wasn't a bad thing. Like it wasn't like bad stuff was happening and we was putting Baby Lou in harm's way. I remember when
No.
CeeLo he came to stay over there and he was going to school and he was doing this by himself. I was so proud of CeeLo. Get up in the morning,
Bro, think
go to school,
think about
graduated.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
was dope,
If
bro.
if,
Like,
if people want to look at it like people want to look at like history, dog, Kodak stayed with me. People probably don't know Kodak like that by his name, Kodak 3000. Kodak stayed at the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Kodak who?
Kodak 3000, Atlanta historian. If you look up the Atlanta historian, you're gonna see Kodak on there.
Mm,
Like he stayed there. You know what I'm saying? GB stayed there. DJ GB, Cornbread, whatever you want to call him. Like
yeah, I remember
he
Cornbread,
stayed there. DJ DBL stayed there. Like
DBL.
we was going like a lot of people that made names for themselves in the city stayed at my mama house. Like and if they weren't staying there, they was there
They was
through the
there. So
night.
they was
Like
there. Your mama house had a lot of stars at the house.
it, facts.
They had a lot
Key
of
was at
stars
my
at the
mama
house.
house. Key was at my mama house. Curtis Williams was at my mama house. Man, it's so many names I can't even think.
Yeah,
Like
you had a lot of people. You had one Boosie there?
PLP, huh?
Then y'all probably not at 44 Plainville, but then y'all shoot a video for Boosie and he was there?
Boosie shot a video at my house 2 or 3 times. Key was at my house. Curtis Williams was at my house. Like it, like it's a lot of like stars and big names and stuff that's in the industry or whatever. They like everybody that went through my house. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
crazy the amount of people. Like just looking back on, I can't even think of all the names, but I know they there because I can remember the moments.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if the names come up, then it's like, oh yeah, bro
So
was
so
Grill
hold
too.
on. Yeah, hold on, bro. So I wanna bring up one thing and then we're gonna kind of move forward. We're gonna move forward after this. So I remember when I was staying over there and over there with y'all, and I forgot the name of those two gangs or groups they was beefing with each other, and they
Ah,
both
yeah.
came to they both. both parties they would
and we had to
coordinate
make
this songs.
we had to make our street the neutral zone. Like
Yeah, I told him. I
if
said,
y'all
hey,
see each other over here, that's a no
we
zone.
neutral, and they respected it. Like it was like a
And they would
we
wait
in the
on
middle
each
of a
other.
beef gang, and we sitting here
And,
being neutral, and like
and
they
they
both
would wait on each other to leave studio sessions to make diss songs at each other.
they come, everybody coming
Hey,
over our
speaking
house.
of, speaking of some of the people that some of the more notable figures that came from that, you got Yaki Pop Lord, you got J5, you got Young Book, you got Quan, well, excuse me, Quantic Cash, you got it's a lot of dudes that came from that era or whatever. Like they all cool. Now you got Lil Woody, I mean Schoolie, you got like it's a lot of people, dog, that came through.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, most notable of all from all those would be Schoolie and Young Boot.
Hmm.
Like they made like Young Boot just dropped. Boogie just dropped an album. Well, not an album, but an EP called Kedra. It's hard. But yeah, he was one of the leaders of that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he was one of the ones, you know what I'm saying? You had the Postel boys and all that stuff. Like they went that wasn't their name, but like all they brothers.
Hmm.
It was a lot on. But they used to come through and all that type stuff. Like they making a big name for themselves right now too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of people that came from that era that all came through us and
Yeah.
what we was doing. You know what I'm saying? Cause
Bro,
like
we
it'd
had,
be a lot of times where it'd be
bro,
like
for us to, and this the crazy thing that I'm saying, think about. Like, I'm looking at all the equipment and things that we have now, the stuff, the things, the knowledge that we have now. But then I don't understand why they came to us and our stuff was nowhere on par. But I guess we had a sound that people wanted or something. But it was
it that
just
and
crazy.
that's what it was. That is it's always been about the sound.
They wanted the
It's
beats. I
always
need
been about
preach beats,
like
bro. Do the-
understand that it's with us, it's always been about the sound, whether it was the beats, whether it was the way that we mix things, because we weren't mastering them back then. We just mixed it to the best of our abilities. But we understand that we crafted the sound that's out today.
A lot of
It
people
might
don't.
be a
A lot of
little
people
bit
don't know
more
that.
high tech and a little bit more like refined now, but the sound that's out right now, we created that. We did that. Because the things that people do now were things that we were doing back then. And everybody was like, don't do that. Why are you doing that? This is not how we do things. And we did it anyway. And now that has become standard.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people don't realize that, like you know how many people that is out here like begging for my mix chain? Big name producers and engineers. They just want to change the starter chain.
Hmm.
Like, okay, if I got a starter chain and I can go off of that and I can do it. Man, this happens.
Hmm.
Dog, I went this when I went to school, I got to arguing with a teacher about a mix chain and I aced the project
Hmm.
because I did it my way and I did my mix chain, not what they told me that I should be doing. My mix chain sounded better than the professional one that you're trying to teach me. The master didn't come out the way that I wanted to, but I still aced the project.
Hmm.
But they found a way to master that now to make that be the standard.
Yeah, but at
So
that
the
time,
the thing that we created,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say, like at that time, like I see what you're saying. It was a lot of stuff, especially when it came to our production, because we always considered ourselves being the super producers. We wanted to be the Juicy J
Still
and
are,
DJ Paul, and, you know
still
what I mean?
are.
Because at that time they was killing it at the time. And so
Yeah.
so so we called us we still are, but I'm saying at the time that's what we called ourselves, and everybody heard the preach on the track or the Young Pimp production, and I don't want to say my other old tag because I'm not gonna say it on here, but don't do it, don't do it, don't do
I ain't
it,
gonna do it on the interview, but
don't do it. You know what I'm saying? By the way, y'all, I know y'all see me talking about this old stuff. I'm not glorifying some of this old stuff that we done, but this our life.
I
And,
mean it's a
and
memory though,
yeah,
dog.
these
It's
things that
you
I
had to come
came
from
from,
somewhere.
and to be honest with y'all, like I want y'all to hear this because I want y'all to hear this man's story. His story is my story, and but he still has his own viewpoints on the same. So because a lot of stuff I was there for, but I want y'all to hear this dude, man, because moving forward from the Chopper Squad, right? We went through a series, a time where 2008, 2008. I want to ask you this question. 2008. This is around the time that um I gave my life to God. I gave my life to God, right? This is um and I was just talking to Black because we was leaving your house and Black was dropping me off when I stayed on Bankhead with Shay. And he was dropping me off with some apartments and he was like, he said, and I said, hey man, I think God is calling me to give my life to him. And like, and Black was like, man, whatever you do, man, don't play with him. Don't play with him.
That's a fact. That's a
Yeah,
fact.
and so he told me that, and hearing that come from him, Black, he was one of the realest street dudes we had in our camp. Like, you know what I'm saying? He
Period.
the one that something happened, who we calling? We
Every
call him
time.
Black Boy. Like, you know what I'm
Every
saying?
time.
So the thing is, for him to tell me that, it just hit different. If this dude can tell me this, the hot head, the one that's always got his scraps on ready
The
to
one
like,
that's in the
yeah,
streets for
like,
real.
yeah, and
Like
for him to
it
say,
ain't a sometimes in the streets. He in the streets.
yeah, know what I'm saying? So when he did that and told me that, it hit different for me. So, I was trying to find my way in that. When I did that and made that decision, like, how did you feel about that, me making that decision at the time? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I went from doing what we was doing and kind of like, man, I ain't really doing, I ain't on that no more. I'm doing this. You know what I'm
At
saying?
the time,
Yeah.
it hurt because I was like, we on a path, and we kind of living in what we doing, and we doing what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like I felt. See, now you got me talking about things that I don't really talk about. Um, I felt abandoned, to be honest.
Mm. This is new to me. I hear stuff.
I literally just said I'm talking about things that I don't talk about.
Yeah.
I felt abandoned because my best friend is who I started this with. I kept going and building and everything with. I felt like who do I look for help now? Who do I look for to do these things that I need to do for my career now? And it took a long time for me to gain a vantage point of like you didn't lose anything. You just gained somebody in a different era, not era, but a different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a long time to realize that because I was like, man, I can't make music the way that I want to. And it was more of a like, how do I kind of put these things together where it makes sense where he can do what he does and I do what I do. Like, and it because it doesn't mesh, but we found ways to make it work. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like through all the arguments, through all the backlash and bull crap that went on, we found ways to make it work still. And like to where both of us would be at least semi happy, like, all right, he made a sacrifice there, I made a slight sacrifice there. It's like, okay, cool. It's not the best on either side, but it's enough for us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Go
go
ahead. Go
ahead.
ahead. Finish. I
No,
just have a
I
question.
was just gonna go back into but at the time, like, yeah, I did feel like I was like, I got left alone by the
Mm.
only person that I kind of put
We
that
always been
trust
like
into.
this, bro. We always been like this. So,
I know, but I
you know,
never told you that because I never wanted you to feel the type of way about anything. Because like I would never try to even judge anything that you did. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm all for it. regardless, because I'm gonna support you in anything and everything.
Mhm.
Like I'm, I don't do religious anything. I don't do any kind of lifestyle, anything like that. I just live for the day, the moment, and the stuff like that. You have a calling, and I understand it. I know, like that shit. I'm,
It's all good. It's all good.
that's like that's real. That's there. That's something that's innate and it's in you. You know what I'm saying? You have that calling. So I would never be like, dang, bro, you just let me in it. I'm not that type of dude. Like, nah, I'm gonna support everything that I can
Hmm.
and make sure bro is happy and good in all that because I know that's what he's supposed to be doing.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he's here for. There's something bigger than him that he's supposed to let the world know, you know?
Yeah.
And that means more to me than any of my feelings, you
Yeah.
know? Like my feelings are there, my feelings it is what it is, but at the end of the day, like this is my dog and he's here for a reason and I excuse me, but I'd be damned if I don't support that.
I'm with you. I want to say this, like, at that time, I know you probably know this now, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Like at that time, I wasn't on no abandoned tip. I know I was trying to
I know
find
that.
myself.
I know
I
that.
feel like when I was there, staying with y'all at the house, we did a lot of cool stuff, but I felt so unhappy. I wasn't happy with my life. I felt like God had to allow a lot of things to happen to where he had to pull me closer to him. And I felt like
Yeah.
I have no peace. And I needed to get to a place where I can hear. I can
In
hear
that
him.
area, in that moment, honestly, there wasn't peace. There wasn't for either. It was like for anybody, like there wasn't peace. There was so much
Hey,
conjunction.
there was a lot of chaos going on in that, especially
Yeah,
in the household at that time.
it was because it wasn't just us there. It was multiple families living there
Yeah.
on top of a bunch of my friends all staying, and it was just not good for the situation. Like me trying to look out for everybody turned into a situation where it was bad. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Not bad for the business as far as the music goes, but bad for everything else.
Yeah. And the
Everything for your personal life and everything like that. It became bad for that.
yeah,
Like it probably didn't start that way, but it got that way very fast because
yeah,
of trying to look out for people.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. We took people to Candyland and stuff like that, but thought I could chuckle off that one. But yeah, like
Boy, you stupid.
thing.
Stop it. Stop it. Hey, look, I laughed at it because I thought it was but I realized it was a joke within a joke, and stop it.
It was,
Stop
it
it.
was, it was.
Stop it. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Bless his
Nah,
heart, y'all.
nah.
Lord bless his heart. But hold on. So, because I want to keep it rolling from this, because I want to get to, because that really got a little emotional, like you know what I'm saying, a little
That's
bit.
why I
Because,
tried to break the moment up a little.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, I'm with you because it was a part in my life that I need God, and I couldn't hear him, and I needed to leave. You got to understand, I left my mom's house.
yeah,
She put me out. So look, y'all getting
we,
y'all getting
you
this
ain't have to go into
testimony
that
raw.
part, but
Y'all getting this testimony raw. Like my mother put me out because she was trying to like toughen me up to be a man, right? And so I didn't know where to go, so I asked them, "Can I live with them?" They opened up their doors, and I stayed there. And I was probably there for like a year or so, 2 years, and then I when did I go to job? No, I went to Job Corps
almost 2
before.
years. It went 2 years exactly. It was almost 2 years.
Because I left, I went to Job Corps.
You went to
And then
job
I
corps, yeah,
came back. Once I came back from Job Corps, I moved back.
yeah, yeah. That's why
I
I said
moved
it was
back.
almost 2 years.
Yeah, so and when I sit here think about this stuff, bro,
And then you
like
got the apartment over there by DeKalb County.
yes. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
This
but I
guy
say
gave
would
me a
say,
key and I was never there.
yeah, like but this is for him to say about the being abandoned. I always kept this dude. This dude always had a special place. He still do to this day. I get people like, why you always doing that for him? Why you always doing? I get that all the time. And
Bro,
and I'm like, y'all
this
don't
guy gives
understand.
like if I
Y'all don't
ain't got it,
understand.
if I ain't got it and he got it, he might just have one for himself. And he'll be like, if you can come get it, come get it.
That's my
Here.
that's my brother. I don't think I like people for people that know us and that always got something to say. It's just like I want to show you because y'all don't know y'all heard what he just said, and we ain't gonna try to get too deep in this. But he just said that he kind of don't do the religion thing,
I
right?
don't.
And everybody know that watch this. I'm a minister, and now I am a minister. But
Full
one
fledged.
thing,
Full fledged,
one
and I'm so proud of that.
And one
I'm so
thing,
proud
and
of it.
one thing that he can always say, if he don't know God, he knows like if anybody, God shows his love through my brother.
That's a fact.
That's what I try to show. Is that
That's a
like
fact.
God's love through me? In fact, I'm jumping way ahead. Let's go back to 44 Plainville, Soulja Boy. Let's talk Soulja Boy. Let's talk Soulja Boy. Like
What we
I
talking about, Dre?
remember I remember when I remember you working with this dude online and y'all was sending songs back and forth. I remember from what was the websites again? That
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 music.
that music and what else? It
It
was
was that
something.
music and that pill. I mean, not that pill, but it was that music when we was working together. But that came a little bit after we was already working together. Like we had already been working together for a minute. It was me, Dre, and Quan. I mean, me, Soulja Boy, and Quan and Cash.
Yeah.
Um, like Quan used to stay over there, in the Simpson Road Bluff area, and Dre was out Hollywood with his mama before he got shipped off to Mississippi with his daddy in Coffeeville, outside of like Batesville, Mississippi. But he was doing stuff, and we didn't actually work for real like until he got shipped off because he was bad here. His mama couldn't do nothing with him, so she shipped him to his dad. Um,
Who you talking about? Soulja
when I
Boy?
say when I say Dre, that's Soulja Boy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Quan was still on the west side. I was still on the west side. We never actually met until later on, but we always kept in touch and worked and stuff like that. We did little things, and like that's my dog. Dre was my dog. Like honestly, like actually, me and Dre cool now. We all right. We good. Um, Stuff happened or whatever. Like he blew up, and like he blew up off of my ideas. You know what I'm saying? The ideas that I had.
Explain that. Explain that to people because when people talk about the line, he bring up the line wire thing and all that stuff like that. Explain
That
that
was
to
I
people.
that was ideas that I had that got passed along the line for him. Like I had a team of people that was gonna do things like put things on LimeWire and all that type of stuff to, make it pop off. And it was the idea of like taking everybody else's stuff and changing all your song names to their names. And basically everybody did that same idea for him or whatever because he was the youngest one out of everybody. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That was a part of the whole team, the whole group, and everything like that. So like we applied that and it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like it did what it was supposed to do. And he popped off, biggest song in the world, and it just happened. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to put a whole lot to it without throwing a whole lot of people's names in it and stuff like that. But like there were to start off, there were 10 people involved, and there were 20. Then there was like 50, and I think I kind of lost count after like 50. But everybody started doing the same thing because all we did was reshare, 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 change the names, change the names, change the names. This week it might be Britney Spears. Next year might, I mean, not next year, but next week it might be NSYNC. whoever's dropping the album that's coming out that we know everybody wants, change the names to that. You got two choices. You can either say, "Oh, I like this" and keep it, or and try to find out who it is, or delete it and go find what you was looking for. Most people was like, "Oh, this sounds like that song the kids was listening to," and go find it. And then eventually,
So
here we have it.
let me ask you this question, man. With that whole scheme, why didn't you do it?
He was the youngest out of everybody, and I was the oldest out of everybody that was doing it. Like so, like I felt like kids would latch on to the younger person first
Hmm.
because my music was a whole lot of jump around, crunk, crazy, cursing, and all that type of stuff that most parents are not gonna let their kids listen to. Whereas this is a kid
Hmm.
at the time, and he's doing a dance song. Like, true enough, we knew where he got it from, but at the same time, we didn't think it was gonna blow up to be what it was, but it did. Like, this is a kid doing a dance song. The parents are gonna latch on to that and have their kids latch on to it too.
Hmm.
So it was what it was. It's like, okay, hey, let him do that. You don't do that. He'll bring everybody else along. That just at the time wasn't the case. He didn't do that. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? He didn't.
y'all was like at that time, I remember, bro, come being over there and like, you putting the verse. Because at the time, I really didn't think that. I'm like, man, like I don't like his rap, bro. I don't care for his rapping and stuff
A
like that.
lot of people didn't, but at the same time, I had a lot of people around me that was like, "Hey, this little dude, the truth." You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
and I know that too. That's the crazy thing about it. But I'm like, he all beat. It don't really sound good. Like used to wrap circles around the dude. Y'all to get on a song, used to wrap circles around.
Yeah,
I remember the first verse I heard that was hard. I like that. I remember because you was talking to him a lot. I remember being over there and in the dining room. We had the
yeah,
computer with the little mic right there on the thing, and
yeah,
you was talking to him a lot. What is that? He had that line. Don't play me. Don't try me like a sucker. Don't play me like a lollipop. It was something like that. He said
yeah.
on one of them songs.
Don't
I said, all
don't pay
right,
me like no sucker because I never been a lollipop. Yeah,
lollipop. Yeah, and I was like,
too
oh,
long dick, 30
okay, he
30.
got a
We got 60
metaphor.
hand.
He didn't
Yeah,
use metaphors like that. Like, what I'm saying? He was just saying some nursery rhyme type of stuff that, you know what I mean, all the time. So I was like, all right, cool. All right. I like that. I said, bro, that line was hard right there. Like, I remember
yeah.
that. And then I remember this when A-Rab was coming around, like A-Rab was on the stuff, getting on the songs with him and all this stuff like that. And so I'm just trying to understand because at one point in time, I remember because I made the beat for the diss song. What happened with that whole diss song thing? Like
When
what
he
happened
went
for you to even have to diss him?
when he popped off, we went on tour. He took me on tour with him, on a couple of dates and stuff like that. Well, he didn't take me. He took Spree, which was my
Hmm.
artist, and which included me coming on tour and stuff like that. And really, he took Spree because he had an interest in her or some shit. Like, excuse me, I'm sorry. Um, he so we went and did the dates or whatever, and then I get a call. It's like, "Hey, when you gonna sign the SOD?" That was the first thing that came across the phone. I was like, "Well, when they come with the contracts and the paperwork and get the money right, then we good." He was like, "Oh, you ain't gonna just sign?" I was like,
Who said this? He said this?
"Yeah, yeah."
Oh,
He had
he
called my
signed
phone,
all the way up.
and it was like, "I'm not signing to nobody for free. Like, why would I do that when I worked so hard to get where I'm at? Like, I'm not signing to nobody for free. I'm not just trying to be a lackey or entourage. Like, no, this is what I do." And that became a situation where it turned into beef because then you started calling and threatening my mom, my sister, my parents, and stuff like that. Like, it's you calling and leaving voice messages and stuff like you gonna hurt somebody or something. Like we way past that now, you know what I'm saying? Like, but back then it was
This old, y'all. This
like,
is oh
yeah,
08.
yeah.
This 08 somewhere
This,
around
this,
that
this
time.
super old. This super old. Is
Like 15 years ago.
it became a thing where like, all right, now we got a problem, and I don't even want to deal with you at all. And so like I got blackballed from the industry with the name that I had at the time, and a whole lot of other things happened.
So
You know what
so
I mean?
so so is that the reason why you changed your name from Young Pimp to Salvatore Perigio? Because your name
Yeah,
got blackballed?
yeah. That was the real reason I changed my name because I got blackballed.
I never knew that.
And yeah,
Why you
I
never
was
share
like
that with me, bro?
the radio stations wouldn't play my music no more because they was playing me at the time. Um, like nobody would mess with me with the name that I had. Everybody that I would go to and try to do, be like, nah, we can't mess with you. Why? We just can't mess with you.
Mm.
And nobody would never tell me why, but I was like, after a while, it came to the light, you know, of why people wouldn't mess with me.
So so
It
so
was
how did it come to you that you found that? How you find that out?
a radio station.
And they brought they name dropped him?
They didn't name drop. They didn't name drop.
Mm.
They said that on the back end because they couldn't tell me up front. Like it was like somebody told us they'll give us a certain amount of money if we make sure that we don't play your music.
Mm.
And it was like, ah, okay, that's what it is. And like to this day, I don't 100% know that it was him, but that was the only person I was dealing with that was mad with me that was in the industry
Mm.
at the time.
At the time.
So like I just have to kind of put it to that because it's like when nobody else dealing with me that
Mm.
was in the industry yet, you know?
Mm.
And it was like that's crazy that everybody's telling me that, oh yeah, we can't play your music.
Mm.
It was like, bro, I got this the radio edit right here. Like, hey my put my song on.
Mm.
And they're like, oh no, we can't do that. They're like, okay. So basically you already took the money
Mm.
and you just took me out of rotation because I was on the radio already.
Mm.
Matter of fact, this is still during Chop Squad days, and
Yeah.
like songs that already started going because they had already been through like Digger the Dish It and all that stuff and made it to play airplay and all that type of stuff. And like it's a lot because I didn't really dispose of this information to anybody. I just kind of kept it under wraps and was like, we're just gonna keep moving, keep going, keep trying, and it was what it was at the time.
I really appreciate.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie. I really appreciate you because I never knew that part. I and
mm,
and and I'm your best friend. You didn't. I didn't even know that. So,
there's
but
a lot of things I don't tell people, and I try to not disclose information for certain reasons. More so because I don't want to bring people down
mhm.
with bad news. You know what I mean? Like, and I try to kind of hide it from them while trying to find a way out of it.
Yeah.
If that makes any type of sense, you know what I mean? I try to find a way to like be like, okay, we, this might happen, but it's gonna be another way out of this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I hate to be like the bearer of the bad news. That's
Mhm.
the last thing that I want to be. You know, so like if a person is entrusting in me to make certain things happen and things happen to where it's like, oh, this is a roadblock. Okay, all right, it's a roadblock. It's not a indefinite, this is the end type thing. It's a roadblock. I
Mhm.
just gotta find a way around it.
Mhm.
I gotta find a detour. So like I found detours around things, but I never got to the stature that I had made it to.
So did this happen? Did all this stuff with Soulja Boy? Did all that? Did this stuff right here with Soulja Boy happen before the Whoop Rico?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so, but you know what's so crazy about it? Cause y'all, I remember y'all being cool. So it just like, how did like because you think do you think that he kind of got like the big head because he got signed or whatnot and he was trying to he had some diabolical plan?
That's I wouldn't say diabolical plans, but like the big head because he had the money, he got signed off stuff. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. At the time, like I can't speak on now, but like at that time, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely what happened. With the Whoop Rico situation, we had a lot of offers on the table, and they wanted to sign him, but I kept telling them no, 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 no. And I was telling them for a reason. I was like, I'm telling you no because he shut me down. And I don't want y'all to go through that same fate. USDA, which is Jeezy and them, had put a quarter million on the table for that beat and that song. And it was like I was like, Way Beyond Entertainment put down 20 bands just for the beat alone.
Mm-hmm.
Because they was gonna use it for their artists, which was like Young Tone and them. And we had meetings with all these people, and then but they were adamant on going to him, and I was like, no. So GB and them end up going behind my back, which this is something that we talked about, so it's nothing that's never been heard before about either party. Um, they end up going behind my back and signing to him anyway. They end up getting like 10
$5,000
bands.
or something like
Like
that.
it was like, yeah, it was like 5, 10 bands to split between the whole group in a minivan. Some crap like that. Like it's like, but just because this is the biggest artist with a dance song out, that's who y'all choose to go to. Like that was complete stupidity to me.
Yeah.
Like, why would you not take the quarter million and just let them have it? Hey, look, you created one, we can do another one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that and what Rico was created off of a song, another song that they had called Billie Jean.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's which was another dance song that could have been just as big, just as popular.
Mm-hmm.
It was just what Rico was the one that took effect because of the dance that went with it. But like Billie Jean was, it was all a part of the same. Like swag surfing came from Wood Rico.
Mm-hmm.
Wood Rico came from Billie Jean.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't the song that? Why wouldn't the second one? The first song would have been bigger than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have nothing to do with that song as far as like production and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand that and I know that. It was just the sound is what captured people.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a sound that, once again, we crafted. A sound that we crafted, GB took it to another level, and it was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Because we created a sound that was the starter to everything that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so Billie Jean could have been bigger than that. What Rico was big. And then the third song that came out after it, which was Swag Surfing, became bigger than all of them. That is a literal classic now.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one could have been just as big.
So with we're gonna move past Soulja Boy in a second, but you know, I just want people to understand, like, your hand. You had your hand in a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
and you don't really get credit for. Um,
nah, because even between that, there's a lot of stuff that I have my hand in. But well,
yeah,
I digress.
that's my point. Like, you had your hand in a lot of stuff that you don't get credit for, and I just want to, like I said, I want to open this platform up so people can know that, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, um,
When people
I'm not.
found out, when the online team, because everybody had an online team back then. When the online team at Cash Money found out that I was the one that was behind Crank That, they reached out to me and I kind of did the online campaign for Lollipop at the same time.
So when
That's how that
so
was.
why you keep that on the wraps? Because I never knew that.
Because I wasn't getting paid for it.
You just did it.
I just did it because I was trying to get the notoriety and trying to get the experience and the name under my belt. to be like, oh yeah, I work with Wayne's Camp, like
Mm-hmm.
to do this. And to this day, that's still his biggest selling song ever.
Mm,
To this day.
mm. That's interesting. That boy, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Like, but that's what. So look, so let's take this back to when I told y'all earlier that he was our real life smart guy. He was our real life smart guy, and but this showed you how cutthroat the game can be, and how money hungry, and you gotta have a good solid team around you when you doing this music and stuff like that, man. Because
And you can't keep quiet.
yeah, I got I got burnt before. Like he knows I got my stories. Like we both got burnt before. We got burnt together with Chopper Squad with so dub DJs and all this foolishness back then. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times, man, people's one thing I realized, man, a lot of people they see our talent and they try to butt us, oh man, you don't, and they try to suck us dry to get what they want to get so they can get where they need to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? And but we didn't, I ain't gonna lie, we didn't know no better at the time. The more I know
Nah.
more about the business side now that I did then. And so and I know you know more about it more now than you did then.
Oh,
We didn't
paperwork
know
comes with
nothing
everything
about
now.
publishing like that at the time. We didn't know
Paperwork
about
comes
half of
with
that stuff.
everything.
Huh?
Paperwork comes with everything now.
Yeah, that's my point. It was a lot of stuff that we just did not understand, and we was doing things, and that's why people was able to get over on us on certain things because we didn't know no better because we doing business with our heart instead of doing business with our dang brain a lot of times.
Yeah,
Cause we like, man, this is my dog. This I'm cool with him and this and or whatever. So and I had to learn that lesson a lot. Like, no, that's why I went to Full Sail and got my degree in entertainment business because I want to understand how this entertainment business work. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And some people may not go that route, but they may just learn from busting their head a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? And having a hard head. And um so that's very interesting, man, about that whole Soulja Boy story. So you did mention that y'all cool now. When was like the last time y'all actually spoken or like y'all like, what's up, bro? You know what I mean? And y'all move past it. How did that come about?
uh, before Flo Malcolm went to jail, he called me. They was on a, I don't know if they was on a jet or a bus or whatever, and whatever they was on. I was just telling him, I was like, hey, tell Dre I said, what up, man? Ain't no hard feelings. It is what it is now. Like, it's been a lot of years. And he got the phone for a second. He was like, hey, what up? Like, we good. I was like, we good. And he was like, kind of just left it at that, you know what I mean? Like, we good. Like, whatever happened in the past, happened in the past. And like, I mean, a little bit more than that, but I don't want to put out there like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, long, and that's what's up. Um, That's what's up. I think a lot of times people feel like when somebody beef, nobody knows how to. That shows your character of you growing and developing and learning how to forgive and let stuff go. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
Yeah,
what you had something
like,
to say?
nah, I was gonna say like Flo Malcolm, my guy, man. You know,
Mhm,
that's my dude. Like, he always reach out to me no matter what. Like, he been signed to SOD since like day one.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? He never got the limelight like that, but he been with him and rocking the whole time. And like, he always, always, always reach out. And every time it's always, hey, what Dre at? He be like, bro, you know I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't want, look, I ain't involved. I be like, let me talk to him. He like, nah, bro.
mhm.
He just did one time, he was just like, hey, Pimp said, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up? Because, before he'd be like, somebody say my name, he be like, who it?
I
But
remember.
now it's like,
I remember Dino. Remember I told you this. I guess Soulja Boy was on live, and and Dino and Dino Dino gets on there and he talking, and then Dino was like, "What? So what about Cash? Cash?"
who is that?
He like, who is Cash? Like, who is Cash? And he talking about you, but Dino didn't know. First of all, I don't know why a lot of everybody get Cash and Cash mixed up all the time. But he did not know to call you Young Pimp at the time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He didn't know that. He just knew you from when we was kids, Cash. You know what I mean? And so
yeah,
that was just always funny to me with that. He like, I said, Dino, bro, but it's not. First of all, you said his name wrong, and he don't probably know him by that name. You probably know him by Young Pimp. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So
Like,
you know what I mean? So it was so funny with that. But moving on past Soulja Boy, I'm happy that y'all had some type of resolution with that. But like I said, you work with so many people outside of that. You work like, boy, you need a movie. uh yeah,
well,
but
my
man,
life, I think I really do.
yeah, for real. You need a movie, bro. Like tell me about how you get to work with um the Eastside Boys. Not Lil Jon, but the Eastside Boys. How you get to work with DJ how you get to work with the Yin Yang twins. How you was able to get those opportunities.
Uh, Eastside Boys came through. Dang, how did that happen? I'm trying to remember myself now. We kind of it was mutual acquaintances, and they was looking for somebody to record them for a new project that they was working on, I think. And I came into they I think they was doing a showcase, and I just happened to be there, and I was on some like I'm just here type stuff. Like I might perform, I might not, and then I performed, and they liked me, and then like we kind of grew a relationship from there. The actual working together part didn't come for like 2, 3 years of me being just around them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They brought Yin Yang into the picture. Um, with DJ Unk, I met him through my uncle, I believe, doing something that he just popped up at, and
Come on, Uncle
kind
Kevin.
of yeah, and Kevin Townley, director.
Yeah.
Um, just met him on some Humbug type stuff, and end up making a relationship with him, end up going to his house and all that type of stuff. Me and Shawty Boy used to be over there every now and again or whatever, because that he called Shawty Boy his little brother.
Mm-hmm.
But be over there just playing the game all the time, and I just go over there and end up just sitting around just trying to make stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and being in contact with these people and just trying to pursue greatness. You know what I mean? Like I might have beats, I might have ideas on a song, I might have like it could be anything. Like I
Mm-hmm.
might not even the songs might not never make the light of day, but like I had the ideas, I had the beats, I had these, you know what I'm saying? Just putting things together, trying to make the next hit for these people or help make the next hit for these people. You know what I mean? Like just trying to have a hand in it. And like people took the words that I say into like, yo, this might be it type deal. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It's hard to explain because it's so like looking back at it, like I don't really look at these times like that. It's just like, okay, it happened. All right, move on to what's going on now.
So when it come down to I always thought because I met it's Big Sound, right? The one that who the one carried
That's sound. Yeah,
that
that's sound.
sound. So I met
Mhm.
him at the showcase that Uncle Kevin was hosting.
Yeah, because they had put him as the judge.
As one of
And
the judge. So who met? him first, you or your uncle?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Because
Well,
I met him through your uncle.
he might
So,
have met him first, but I think I met him at something that he was already doing. Because I know his manager, and I knew his manager before I met him,
hmm
which is Dougie. Dougie Fresh, in Atlanta. He from Miami, but he in Atlanta. He used to own like the nightlife and stuff like that. So I
hmm
knew Dougie, and I met Dougie through my uncle because we was going there doing events and stuff. And
God,
I met Sam through Doug.
yeah, bro. Like like when like all that happened, and then I think when I started seeing you start doing stuff with that, that's when we had we had like the Universal deal on the table,
Yeah.
and
Which my uncle brought the first Universal deal my uncle brought to the table. And they was trying to give him his own label. And he was like he has his own artist that he want to sign or whatever. And that came between me and my people.
mhm,
And then that fell through because we held up our end of the deal with making sure the albums got done, mixed, mastered, and everything, and ready and stuff like that. And they didn't want to pay up. Uh, which it kind of seemed, I don't know if it was, but it kind of seemed like they was looking for artists to like put up on shelf life until they caught fire or something,
mhm,
and then they could be like, "Oh, you signed us type." But like, yeah, the first Universal deal came through that. The second Universal deal was based off a song that I had that hit the radio and stuff like that. Um, which that didn't go well either. Like I don't know why. For me, the Universal deals, and I've had three of them on the table, and they never panned out to what I thought it would or wanted it to. Like Universal, they're more so big stars, big stars that's already made. You know
mhm,
what I'm saying? Or they're on their way to being the biggest star, and they're not really trying to put too much work into you.
mhm,
Right? They don't want to market the records. They don't want to do that. They want the records to already be doing what they're doing on their own. From my personal experience,
mhm,
like it could be different for some other people, but for me, that seemed to be always what it was. They wanted you to work your own record and do your own thing, and they'll come in once it's already doing what it's doing and put their name on it, behind it, whatever, and whatever they supposed to be doing.
I was wondering about that because I remember with the first one, the through your uncle, and
Yeah,
I remember I came to Unc and I was like, even though he's my uncle too, even though he's not my blood Unc, but he's my uncle. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know,
If you called him something different, he'd probably look at you crazy as hell.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's Uncle Kevin to me. So, but I asked him, you know, I think because when the deal was happening, I was like, hey, like you know what I'm saying, you're gonna look my way or whatever. And it wasn't like he was like, no, he was just like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to be an R&B singer or are you trying to do gospel? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It was like you need to pick and choose what you're trying to do.
yeah.
Um, and but he always looked out though. It was always, it was always a thing of even with that showcase, we won't trying to do no showcase where we trying to be a part of the competition. You know what I mean? We won't trying to do
Nah,
that.
it was more so practice than
Yeah, yeah.
anything.
We won't trying to do that. But he allowed me and Black to get on there and we headline the thing. We were like the guest artists, and we killed it and did our thing. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, and like Uncle Kevin always like well, when I came back in 18, he opened up doors where I can meet a lot of. I mean, I met a lot of actors. A lot of I was exposed to people that I probably would never been exposed to with being around him. This one thing I can say, he will get you in the front of people. He will
Oh
get
yeah,
you in front of people, but it's on you of how you
it's
build
on
those
you after that.
relationships after
He
those
put
relationships.
you, he put you in the place that you need to be at. It's on you to make something happen with it.
Yeah, I remember that what he told me. He told me that was his words. Like listen, I can get you to the door, but it's on you. And I remember, man, I went to Miami with him. We were trying to shoot the shrinking Miami reality TV
Yeah,
show. And he's sitting there, he's talking to people, hey, Tramaine, come here. Hey, meet such and such. And he just walk off. But I got a network getting these people
because he
numbers
put you
and
in the because that's what he do. He put you in the dough, but it's on you after that.
yeah. And he all but that's and I appreciate that. Like I really do. And if you watch this, I appreciate you for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Um and but at the end of the day, man, like just seeing you and he shot some of those videos for you with the Yin Yang twins. And I was looking at the video with you and the Yin Yang twins. He made you like a star in that video. Like you look like that. You look like the dude that was up in that video. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so
Which is
so
crazy because I showed up in my regular clothes and everything.
I know, but it was the angles, the camera angles, how they shot it, that made you look bigger than life, even though you 2 feet tall, you know.
There-
I
there's another one supposed to be down right now. I'm gonna leave it at that.
yeah, but no, like he did his thing with that, and like I was real impressed with that video, like how they shot that and everything, and you was able to get those videos. Like people can never take that away from you. That's what I'm saying. Like people can look up you being on tour with Spreezy and Soulja Boy. People can look up you doing this stuff with the Eastside Boys, DJ Unk and the not I about to say franchise boys. Like no. and and
Not shout out to them though.
yes, yeah,
Nothing,
shout
nothing
out to
against
them
them.
too. You know what I'm saying? But you had the opportunity to do a lot of things that a lot of people probably couldn't do. You was put in a lot of position. That's why I say all the time, like, bro, you should be way further along than what you are.
And this is
But
just a very minuscule piece of the things that I've done, to
and,
be
and
honest.
and I know, and we ain't talked about Vine.
We ain't even scratched the surface on things that I do, but I
Yeah,
know this interview is like really long right now.
yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Now we at Flood Game, baby. Like we done went from Zone 3 finest, to Chopper Squad, to all the different things. Now we at Flood Game. Tell me how, because it's funny because I was gone for a minute. I think I went to Kansas, or
Hmm.
yes, I moved to Kansas and I came back. Flood Game was established. So
Yeah.
tell me about Flood Game. How the Flood Game come about? Who's all in it? And because y'all was doing y'all thing with that. So tell me how Flood Game come about.
I needed to move on from what I had been doing, what was Chopper Squad and stuff like that. And I wanted to start an actual business so nobody could like name it as or pin it as a gang or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
An action like street gang, you know what I mean? And the people that I were here and there doing music with and stuff like that, I was like, hey yo, do y'all want to start something bigger where we can all just work together? Once again, going back, the name of the game is like helping people and pushing people forward to do and live out their dreams, you know what I mean? Like in doing whatever I can to try to facilitate that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the main person that I was dealing with, I was like, look, I want you to be a head of this company. Like, yeah, you're an artist, but I would rather you do that and help other people. I want you to do the same thing that I do, like push it forward, pay it forward, push it forward, whatever, however you want to put it. And they were like, okay, cool. As long as I can still do what I do as an artist and like this doesn't count against me if I have to take time to do everything for myself. Like, okay, cool. As long as you can like, from time to time help me. Um, Flood game. Flood is a means to overpower something by force. A gang is a group of people united for the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
So like a group of people united to take over by any means necessary is the meaning behind Flood Gang.
Mm-hmm.
And these people rocked with me for a number of years. I created a clothing line around them. I created brands around their names. I created a brand around the name of the whole entire umbrella of the company, which it was an enterprise company. So that includes the music, the clothes, the food, the anything and everything that we had to offer at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like everything. And it worked amazingly well for a long time. To me, a long time. A long time can be 5, 6 years, but when things started coming to a head and people started getting a lot of looks from other places, egos came into play and you got to see who people really were.
Mm-hmm.
Those people left and now it's, me, my management, and a couple other people, but still moving accordingly the same way, but more secure,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying the names of the artists or whatever on
I
purpose
got you.
because I don't want them to seem like it's not that I'm not trying to give them any light, but I'm not trying to make it seem like there's any ill will or anything towards them because it's not.
I
You know what I
mean,
mean? It's
but
always love all across the board. Like I wish you the best, but things didn't work out. All right, cool. We
yeah,
keep it moving forward.
but it's still, and I'm with you on that. It still doesn't take away the fact that y'all made some great freaking music.
No, we did a lot of great things. Like there was not a time in the world that we could walk into any club in Atlanta and our music immediately starts playing. The DJ starts shouting us out, and everybody's like, we are the spectacle of the event
Mm-hmm.
at any given moment. You know what I'm saying? And that was something that always happened. And I tried to find a way to make sure that everybody knew who his name was because I didn't. The team is bigger than the person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's something that I always do. Like, I'm not gonna walk into a building with a whole bunch of people and somebody say my name unless nobody else is an art. If everybody else is an artist and we walk in together, you're not gonna just say my name. You're gonna say the team.
Mm-hmm.
So I made sure of that every time. Like, you're gonna shout the team out. You're not gonna shout me out. You're not gonna shout out one person. It's always a team effort. I don't care if this last person got up and in the middle of the night and threw a jacket on and we going out. Like you shout the team out because that's what it is. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Like the only problem was some people got bigger than the team
Mm-hmm.
or felt as if they were bigger than the team and that kind of created a impassable wall, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like and but as far as like the company itself, the company is great, the company is thriving, the company is doing as it should do. You know what I mean? It's making a lot of money now. It's doing what it do. You know what I'm saying? Without me having to push it so much as I was.
I mean, and I think some of that comes from you understanding the business more and making sure that you, like you said earlier, the paperwork is done right.
Yeah, it all comes from understanding the business more because since I've had the time to not have to do everything for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like it's came into a position where it's like, oh, okay. So dang, this is all I had to do, just on a slightly bigger scale.
Mm-hmm.
And like without having a bigger scale, there's so much easier because it's a lot less people to kind of pander to and talk to and try to get to understand and listen and stuff like that. It's so much easier without a whole squad of rappers behind me.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I would love to have that whole squad of rappers behind me because that studio friendly competition is
it's A1. I love it. But so
that
so
I
so let me bring you. I'm gonna bring this up about um before I left. You had I don't remember everybody. I know Sway was around at the time, but
he was around, but he was only doing things
yeah, he
kind of
wasn't. He wasn't. Flood Game wasn't even thought of in that sense, but he was around you a lot at that time.
yeah,
Before I left to go to Kansas, he was starting to be around you a lot, and so and like you kind of took him under your wing. I know at that time, and
yeah,
but I remember this when you stayed on Beecher, that house on Beecher,
yeah.
over there by the West End, and I came
Richmond.
over, huh?
I was on Richmond.
Oh yeah, it was up the street from where I used to stay at.
Yeah, it's one street over from Beecher.
Yeah, and so I remember, bro, like you were I remember I'm going over there and I'm just listening to the music and I'm like, these folks ain't pushing him. They ain't pushing you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Um, and it just wasn't good. Like the music wasn't hitting like that at the time. I'm like, you won't even hitting like that because you didn't the caliber of artists you had around you at that time wasn't on par. And I told Sway when we was walking into the house one day, he was with us. And I said, "Hey man, listen, make sure that your lyrics have some substance." And I don't know, he took that and because because at one point his stuff wasn't on par like that. He took
Yeah.
that and he just started getting better and better, better and better. And so here's why I'm saying that because when I came back and the crew you had, I mean, I was impressed. I was like, these they dropping some stuff right now.
So
Like,
this is the thing. Like I tell you, the people who actually pushed me, I had Jody, which his name back then it was just real. But Jody the Libra and Rico the Freako from Houston, both of them from Houston. And all they did was freestyle everything. But they like, I don't know if you understand how Houston folks is, that rap. Like they sit and just freestyle for hours and hours and hours and hours. Like they'll sit there and let beats play and just freestyle.
mm-hmm,
The rappers from Houston, like Houston is a real slept on city when it comes to rap, because like
mm-hmm,
them dudes are on a completely different level. They gonna say stuff that you probably never heard of before, and like they probably don't even realize what they're saying and understand it for real. Like the level that those people are on is crazy. Those are the people that made me think about my vocabulary and think about the things that I'm saying and be like, nah, I need to use some different and bigger, or change some words around, and nah, this might not fit, but you can make it fit.
mm-hmm,
Like those were the people that did that to me. Those were the same people that did that to him. You know what I'm saying? Like they brought that around and it was like the energy that we needed to be like, nah, we can be better.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where you get like the Red Pill gang and stuff like that from. Those was Houston dudes that all came around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it was just different. You know what I mean? Because it was like, okay, we're not just competing with each other. Now we got to compete with somebody else from
Mm-hmm.
somewhere else. And it was just like, yo, I how do I compete with this when I just stopped writing?
Before we talking about this project that you just released, I do want to go into um the Alpha Mega guy with Grand Hustle.
But said, what
Yeah,
about it?
how did that come about? Like I mean that's some things that people I mean people I want people to know that you was
I
able
met
working around that
I
stuff.
met I met Sid through Shannon.
I remember
My
Shannon.
you remember Shannon,
Yeah, I remember
Twilla
Shannon.
ex fiance.
Mm-hmm.
I met Sid, I keep saying Sid. I met Alpha Mega through Twiller, ex fiance Shannon, which is we call him Man Man,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Yo, this artist that just signed a Grand Hustle or whatever, I want you to come through and meet him, and you might be able to do some stuff with him." I like, okay, cool. So he was like, "Get some beats and come to the studio." I'm like, bro, where the studio at? He was like, "Don't worry about it. We're gonna come get you." All right, cool. So I made like 5, 6 beats or whatever. Threw them on the
CD.
threw them on the yeah, threw them on the blank CD because we ain't had no jump drive like then. They was expensive at the time. Went to the studio, played the beats. They ain't like none of them. All right, cool. But he was like, but I like you. I like you. You gonna stay around. I like engineer too. I had never used a board in my life at this point. To be honest, like I knew the inner workings of it because of working on the computer and stuff like that.
You made
But
it
I
work.
had never actually, huh?
You just made it work.
Yeah, I was just like going off of the the boards that was on like the programs that we was using. I was like, okay, it's the same thing. Okay, cool. It works the same way as the computer works. All right, cool. So I learned how to do it like on the spot, and we started recording stuff. And every time I come, I bring some more beats. They might like one, they might like two, they might record off some, but you'll probably never hear it. Like, and we just kept doing it. And then eventually I kind of just end up being the B room engineer at Grand Hustle, which was Echo Studios at the time. It's Street as X now. Everybody know it as. But I end up just being the engineer for whoever in the hell came through while I was in there. Because I would just be sitting there working or making beats or something like that. And, that kind of it was what it was. Said to come pick me. I mean, Alpha Mega will come pick me up. Like it's been a couple times where he pulled up in Maze, stopped at school, and I'm getting picked up from school and going with them to the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Like it happened like 2, 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Where like it ain't after school, it ain't before school, it's like during school.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, now a famous person is here to pick him up. He leaving,
Mm-hmm.
and all right, cool, we gone.
So this happened in
And I
high school.
mean, it was like my 12th grade year coming, getting ready to come out. Yeah.
Mm. Where was I at? Because I remember you graduating and you went and took that you and I remember you and your baby mama at the time, y'all took that class, that thing where y'all got your house, y'all graduated, but y'all did something outside.
That was because I repeated the 12th grade
Oh, okay.
because I got kicked out. I got kicked out of 12. I got kicked out of school in 12th grade because they said I was a gang leader and a menace to society. Um, I don't agree with
You
that.
talking about cutting the chopper
Um,
squad.
yeah, I don't agree with that, but it is what it is. Um, so this was it was between it was over like a year or two or whatever, like between my 12th grade year and the second time that I went to 12th grade when I was at West End Academy, Burger King Academy. Like
Oh.
I mean, actually you was there when it started.
I just
When I
don't remember.
started
I remember, but I don't remember it.
when
Like
it first started and I started going to the studio with them and stuff like that, you was there. And then you end up going to
Jocko.
Jalcor and
So
yeah, kind
that's where it
of
faded off on me because
that's
I
where
was
stuff
gone.
kind of. But like once you was gone, that's when stuff kind of like really picked up a lot
Hmm.
and things just started happening out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It just went like crazy. It was like, and I wasn't even trying to do nothing. Stuff just started kind of
Hmm.
happening. It was like next thing you know, I'm in the studio and Ball and G over here, Tip over here, Dro over here, Rico Brino over here, LA over here, like all kinds of people just in the studio with me and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like
So how was that just even though you just knew and you just trying to get in where you fit in, but how I know you probably kept it cool, but how did you feel being in a room with all those great artists?
Scared,
Huh?
scared.
You were scared?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like the amount of power in a room when you're an aspiring rapper,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody's looking at you as something else. This dude looking at you as a producer, this dude's looking at you as an engineer, but you rap too, but none of these people care that you rap. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like,
They want you to do what you in here to do.
yeah. And it's like, dang, do I try to rap for him? Do I try to do this? Do I try to do that? Do I like nah, just stay in your place and do what they think you here to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would go in the A room and be with Lil C all the time, making he be in there making beats and stuff. I go in there with him, like, but like being in a room in the B room and these people walk in, it's like they set the mic up for me. I ain't never set a mic up in my life. What are you talking about? Like, hey, do a sound check, but I ain't never did a sound check in my life. What are you talking about?
So so
And I had
so
to learn this stuff on the fly.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm about to ask you because I know these artists they do not play about engineers not being
Yeah,
fast, not
yeah.
not know what they doing. So did you get cussed out?
No, I learned it fast. And if I messed up, I act like I just it wasn't like I act like I messed up something. It was like, oh, let me go fix that.
Mm.
So I did something wrong. Hold on, let me fix it. Type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it would never be like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, hold on, let me fix it real quick.
So so what happened for you to not do that no more? What closed that door for you?
The whole situation with Alpha Mega until when the world tried to say that like he snitched or whatever, but he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I know for a fact that he didn't,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And it was a situation where it was like, all right, he out of here. So everybody that got something to do with him,
It's out of here.
they out there too. And that kind of killed that situation for me, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I was like, all right, it is what it is. Even though everybody, they still like if I see them to this day, like I done seen Dro a whole bunch of times after that. And I'd be like, what up, Dro? He like, what up, bro? And he's like, man, you talking about bro. You don't even remember me. You know what they remember me as?
What the nigga that engineered?
The nigga that threw up in the studio.
That threw up?
Yeah.
You were drunk?
Hi. I was high. Okay, so when Tip got out of jail and he came back, we was having a studio session and stuff like that. I had already quit smoking like a couple months before that or whatever, because like I didn't like smoking in the first place. I did it because it was like the cool thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody was smoking, so it was like, all right, cool, I smoke too, whatever. Uh, and yeah, it was a room full of famous people and stuff like that. They going around and Tip called me. I'm like, in my mind as a rapper, hey, Kane just called you. So, peer pressure. I smoke, and then passed out. And I woke up and threw up everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh, this is different. And they kept coming. So like eventually I kind of just passed out on the boards. When I woke up, I threw up all over everything and took off running to the bathroom and tried to clean myself up. It didn't work. Had to drive the tour van that had Tip face on it, and everybody thought he was in the van all the way home. Change clothes and take a shower and all that stuff. Still get back to the club. It was Rico and LA birthday party, and it was just I don't even know how I made it home that night. I don't remember. Like I literally passed. I blacked out, and I woke up the next day in my bed. I don't know how I got there. Mind you, I didn't have a car. So like I don't know how I got there, let alone in my bed. But, you know, I pretty much embarrassment made me stop smoking.
Yeah.
That's a
Ooh,
story we can actually get more in detail with later, but like, yeah, it was.
yeah, that is crazy. I didn't know about all that. But see, no, I knew about the Alpha Mega thing and all that, but I never really went into detail about it with you out of all these years. I knew about it. I think I just had so much of my own stuff going on.
I tell you this, he did not snitch.
Well, I feel you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What
I
what
can
man
remember
that
it.
snitched is
It's so
gonna jump
crazy
off
though,
of
because I'm sorry, I just saw like a couple of months ago, it was like a whole little documentary on it. I watched on YouTube.
no, I didn't even know that was out. But
Yeah, it was.
what man that snitched on somebody is gonna jump off a parking deck and break the leg,
Mm,
running from the police?
mm.
Do that make
Well,
sense?
well, my brother, I don't know, man. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like you had some, you had a lot of stories. Like I said, well, I'm like we can't get into everything, but
No,
I really appreciate you taking the time out to do this interview with me. And this means a lot because because if it was you who wanted to interview me, it'd be the same because I got stories too. Like, so but you have done a whole lot. And I just really wanted people to know who you are, man. So, where can first of all, let's talk about this new project before we get into everything. What is the name of this project? Tell them what it's about so people can know about your music, what you got going on, big dog.
the new project is called dot dot dot. But I never came back. But I'm never coming back. It's not about nothing. Yeah. To be honest, it's really not. It's just a collection of like
Songs is about.
songs and stuff that I had that I just was like sitting on and not putting out. I think I put out like 3, 4 singles before the project even dropped. But I just didn't want to keep anything long. I just wanted people to have new music from me. At the end of the day, like the last project that I dropped that had a story to it and everything like that was uh not popular. This project is not, there's not a story to it, but it's more of a collection of, I call it a hit list. Like everybody, because everybody that hears it and they give me the feedback on it. I've had a lot of people be like, "Hey, bro, this just sounds like a hit list. It sounds like every song you can play in the club, or you can play this, you can play that. You play." I be like, "That's what it is. That's what it's meant for. It's not meant to sit you down and you need to listen to every lyric. This is have a good time, enjoy what it is. You know what
Mm,
I mean? It's not a it's not a big collection. Like my next LP will be something to really talk about. But this one is just like enjoy it.
mm,
Enjoy the things that I feel like you should enjoy from my, because there, I mean, like not saying that there aren't personal moments in it, you know what I mean? Or they're not vulnerable moments in it that are talking about things in my life, because everything that I do has a piece of my life in it.
mm,
And my life has got ooh, a lot to talk about,
mm,
which like people like if you listen to my music, a lot of my music is going to be talking about somebody hating on me. It's going to be talking about girls and stuff like that. Like that's my life. But this project is just enjoy it, love it. This is a bite-sized crumb of what's to come, and it's damn good. If I can say so myself, you know what I mean. Like not to toot my horn, but it is what it is. Like people can sit down and enjoy it, and it's only 25 minutes. It's not. I'm not gonna take your whole day just to listen to it. I'm not gonna take your whole weekend, just listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Give me 20 minutes of your time
Hmm.
and sit down, listen to it. There's a lot of short songs on there because I know people don't have the attention span that they used to. They don't like 4, 5 minute long songs. So like some of these songs are like 2 minutes long. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Just sit down, listen, tell me, get what you like. Tell me what you like. If you like it, hey, reach out. I'm always here. I'm always listening. I'm always looking for feedback and all this. Hey, make this song longer. Hey, make this song shorter. I love when people do that for me
Hmm.
because it just, I love feedback. Mind you, there's another part of this project coming out later called Extendos.
Yeah.
I didn't,
What
that you're the first person to hear that.
copy that? So, where can everybody find you at, like your social medias? Um,
Instagram at Salvatore Perigio, SalvatorePerigio. Yes, I know it's long. Salvatore Perigio. That's on Instagram. Um, Honestly, that's the main place that I'm active at. Everywhere else, I'm really just I just got a page just to be a page.
copy that. So,
Like,
and
but
you on all the what are the streaming platforms you on? You on everything?
everything. Same name, Salvatore Perigio. Salvatore Perigio. Is like everything. You'll find me.
Tell me, and this is the last thing we're gonna end this. Tell me something. Tell the people something positive that you think they should know to keep them motivated.
The money is there. Do what you do because you love to do it, not because you're looking for a paycheck. You'll get the money.
I mean, y'all heard it from the man himself, Salvatore Perigio, man. Let's give it up for my brother, man. Yeah. Hey man, look, it was a long interview, but listen, it was worth it. Like I said, we had a lot of life and a lot of journey that we had to take to
Boy,
get to this place. And so, man, so everybody that's out there listening, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, leave a comment. All right, leave a comment, hit that notification bell on this video, and listen, share this video with somebody, man. Let somebody know about Salvatore Perigio today. What you heard here today, share it. Let people know about all these stories, man. Like people need to hear this stuff, man. And go bump his music. All right.
do
But
that.
listen,
That's the part I'm waiting on. Do that.
and bump his music, man. Bump his music. And listen, look, we love y'all. Thank y'all, and God bless. Peace out. See y'all next time.